Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day. After that brutal first fall, Diep doesn't disappear. She doesn't hide behind excuses or wait for the heat to pass. Instead, she does the one thing that scares most people in business. She owns it out loud. She goes back to the same circle of people who watched her fail, and she speaks first. "I messed up," she says, straight to the point. "The delivery wasn't up to standard. I take responsibility." It's not a dramatic speech, but it hits hard because it's rare. In this world, everyone has a reason, an explanation, someone else to blame. Diep could have blamed the driver, blamed the broken unit, blamed bad luck, but she chooses to protect something bigger than her pride, her name. And then she makes an even bolder move. She doesn't just apologize at the market. She goes all the way back to the source, back to the garden, back to the farmers, like she's saying, if I'm going to rebuild, I'm rebuilding from the root. James watches her prepare for this and realizes she's not in panic mode anymore. She's in fight mode. The kind of focus that comes after you've been embarrassed so badly, you either quit or transform. This time, James doesn't just tag along as a passenger, he makes a decision in his own head. If someone is trying to shake Diep off the board, he's not going to stand on the sidelines. At the garden, Diep meets the farmers again. Eyes steady, voice calm. "I came back to do it properly," she tells them, "from the ground up. Clean process, strict timing, no shortcuts." Some of the farmers look skeptical at first. They've heard the rumors. They've seen newcomers crash. But Diep doesn't beg. She explains. She takes notes. She asks the right questions. And she offers something that matters more than sweet promises: a plan. And James becomes part of that plan. He starts asking practical things that normally get ignored. What time do you harvest? How long does it sit before loading? Where do we stage the crates so they stay cool? Do we pre-chill the truck? What's the temperature inside before the doors open? Diep glances at him like she's surprised and quietly relieved, because this is the James she wanted during the first run. Present, engaged, protective of the process. They don't talk about the fight from the last delivery. Not directly. It's still hanging there, unfinished. But in the way James stands beside her now, it's like he's answering without words. "I'm here. I'm not outside your world. I'm with you." Before the second shipment, James makes one rule: no truck, no load, unless the refrigeration is verified. He doesn't just touch the metal this time, he checks the unit. He checks the readout. He asks the driver to open the compartment so he can feel the air properly. Cold enough to bite. Cold enough to protect the greens. The driver tries to laugh it off. "So strict this time?" James doesn't smile. "Yes, strict." Diep backs him up immediately. "If it's not cold, we don't load. I'd rather cancel than destroy another batch." That sentence alone changes the energy. Farmers respect boundaries. Buyers respect boundaries. Even drivers, especially drivers, respect boundaries when they realize you're not easy to push around. They adjust the whole workflow. Harvest timing gets tighter. Packing gets neater. Bundles are handled gently. Crates are stacked with airflow in mind, not just convenience. Doors open only when necessary, then shut immediately. Every small detail becomes a shield against another disaster. It's exhausting, but it's also calming, because when you have a clear process, fear has less room to grow. Before they leave, Diep does something else. She speaks to the farmers in a way that feels like a promise. "I'm not here to play," she says. "If I say I'll deliver, I'll deliver. If I say I'll pay, I'll pay. If I fail, I'll show up and fix it." James stands beside her and nods once, simple and firm. Then the second run begins. It's still early, dark sky, chilly air, but the difference is the mood. The first run felt like rushing into a storm, hoping luck would carry them through. This one feels like marching with armor, slower, heavier, controlled. Diep rides up front, checking the time, checking the route, checking messages. James monitors the truck's pace, watching for unnecessary stops. He even reminds the driver to keep the unit steady and to avoid opening the doors unless absolutely needed. The driver, sensing this isn't the same careless crew, follows instructions more carefully. As the road unfolds and the city approaches, Diep's heart is still tense, but it's not the helpless tension from before. It's the tension of someone who knows what's at stake and has actually done something about it. They arrive earlier than planned. That alone feels like a win. The wholesale market is already buzzing, but Diep steps out with a different posture this time. She's not trying to prove herself with confidence. She's trying to prove herself with results. They pull up to a stall where one of the buyers had been hesitant after the last incident. The man recognizes her immediately, eyes narrowing like he's ready to reject her before she speaks. Diep doesn't waste time. "I came back to make it right," she says. "Open and check." James stands by the doors like a guard. The buyer hesitates, then gestures impatiently. "Fine, open." James swings the doors wide. Cold air spills out, real cold, sharp, and clean. You can see it in the way the buyer's expression shifts before he even touches a crate. Then he reaches in, pulls out a bundle of greens and squeezes lightly. Crisp, firm, alive. He checks the color. Deep green. No droop, no sweat smell, no limp leaves. He opens another box. Same result. The buyer glances at Diep, less hostile now. "This is better." Diep exhales quietly, like she's been holding her breath since yesterday. James doesn't celebrate yet. He watches the buyer's face carefully, because in this market, you're only as good as the next minute. The buyer continues inspecting, slower now, more serious. He checks multiple crates like he's looking for a trap, like he expects something to go wrong, but nothing does. Finally, he nods once. "Okay, I'll take it." Diep's shoulders loosen so fast it almost looks like she might collapse, not from weakness, from release, from finally being able to breathe after days of pressure and shame. The buyer doesn't stop there. He gestures toward the rest of the load. "If you can keep it like this consistently, we can talk longer term." That sentence lands like sunlight after rain. Diep doesn't grin like a child. She stays professional. "If we cooperate, I'll keep it consistent," she says. James glances at her, and for the first time in a while, there's a quiet respect in his expression that feels new, like he's seeing not just her ambition, but her resilience. Workers begin unloading. Crates move fast, but not chaotic. Money changes hands, and this time the amount actually matches what Diep planned. Not a 1/3 humiliation, not a loss disguised as survival, a real deal. Diep steps aside for a second, closes her eyes briefly, and lets the relief wash through her. She thinks about the rumors, the sabotage, the way Vi had smiled. If someone wanted her to quit, this is exactly what she needed to do instead. Return stronger, louder, through results. James comes up beside her. "It worked," he says quietly. Diep nods. voice low. It worked. But even as the second delivery succeeds, the market doesn't feel fully safe. Success here is never permanent. You can sense it. The way eyes still watch, the way people measure whether you're rising or just getting lucky. Diep knows this isn't the end of the fight. It's just proof she can stand back up. And for now, that proof is enough. When the last crate is unloaded, Diep stands there for a second, like she's not sure what to do with her own hands. The tension that's been clinging to her for days finally loosens, but it doesn't disappear cleanly. It leaves behind a shaky kind of relief, like her body is still bracing for impact, even though the hit never comes. The buyer counts the bundles one more time, then nods toward Diep. "Same standard next time," he says, not smiling, but not cold either. "If you keep it like this, we can work longer." Diep bows her head slightly in thanks, professional, controlled. "I will," she said. "This is how we'll do it from now on." James watches the exchange and feels something settle inside him. This isn't just Diep chasing a new idea. This is Diep building a system. And the difference between an idea and a system is survival. As they step away from the stall, the market noise swallows them again. Shouting, engines, crates sliding, money changing hands. But Diep's mind is quieter now. She's replaying the small details that made the difference. Pre-chill confirmed. Doors kept shut, stacking with airflow. No wasted stops. Every tiny decision became a shield. James, surprisingly, is the one who brings it up first. "We should write this down," he said, "like a checklist, so it's repeatable. Not just luck." Diep looks at him, and for a moment her eyes soften, because that sentence is more than logistics. It's proof he's standing with her, not merely following. "Yeah," she says, "we'll make a proper process." They head back towards the truck, now empty and quiet, and for the first time since the first disaster, Diep allows herself a small smile, brief, private, like she's afraid to celebrate too loudly in a place that punishes confidence. On the drive home, the sun is higher, warm enough to make the windshield glow. The roads feel less threatening. Even the air feels lighter. Diep leans her head against the seat for a moment, eyes half closed, and lets the exhaustion hit. The kind of exhaustion that doesn't come from waking up early. It comes from being on the edge of collapse and pulling yourself back. James glances at her. "You okay?" Diep exhales slowly. "I can breathe again," she admits. James nods, and he doesn't push for more. He's learned that sometimes Diep doesn't need advice. She needs space to let the pressure drain. But there's still a shadow in the back of Diep's mind, even as she relaxes. The rumor, the sabotage, the feeling that someone was trying to force her out. Today's success is a win, but it's also a signal. If someone really wants her gone, they'll notice she didn't break. And that means the next move might come. When they reach home, the atmosphere changes completely. The house feels safe, familiar, the kind of quiet that doesn't judge you. Nye runs to the door the moment she hears them, eyes bright. "Did it work?" she asks, bouncing on her toes. Diep crouches down to knees level and finally lets the smile grow. "It worked," she says. Nye squeals like Diep just won a trophy. "I knew it. I knew you could do it." James laughs, and it's an easy laugh, not forced. He ruffles Nye's hair. "Your mom is tough," he says. Diep stands, and for a second she looks at the two of them. The way Nye's face is glowing, the way James is relaxed, and something in her chest warms. This is why she keeps fighting. Not for pride, not for revenge, for this feeling, that what she does can feed the family, not just financially, but emotionally too. That evening, they make dinner using the vegetables from the successful delivery, fresh, crisp, green. Even the sound in the kitchen feels different. Chopping on the board, the sizzle of heat, the smell of food rising like comfort. Diep washes the greens carefully, still treating them with the respect of someone who understands how fragile value can be. James helps without being asked, grabbing bowls, setting plates, moving around the kitchen like he belongs there, not like a guest trying to be useful. Ly hovers nearby, proud like she's part of the operation. She keeps talking about the market, the truck, the cold air that came out when they opened the doors. She imitates the buyer's serious face, and Diep can't help laughing. At the table, the mood feels like a reward. Not loud celebration, more like a deep exhale, like the house itself is relieved. Ly takes a big bite of vegetables and points her chopsticks proudly. "This is our vegetables," she announces. "Mom delivered it." Diep's eyes sting just a little, the kind of emotion you don't expect from something as simple as greens on a plate. She looks at James, and he's watching Ly with that soft expression fathers get when they realize their presence mattered. "See?" Ly says, looking at James too. "Mom can do it for real." James nods. "She can," he says. Then, after a pause, he adds, "And she doesn't have to do it alone." Diep's throat tightens. She doesn't respond with a big speech. She just nods once, and the meaning sits between them, like something finally understood. For a while, it feels like the storm has passed. They talk about small things, the taste of the vegetables, what they'll cook next time, Ny's plans for her, day off. James even jokes about becoming a cold chain inspector, making Ny laugh so hard she almost drops her bowl. Diep leans back in her chair and lets herself enjoy it. The warmth, the family, the simple happiness of a meal earned through effort. Then her phone buzzes. It's subtle, just a vibration against the table, but Diep's smile fades instantly. She doesn't know why, maybe because her body has learned that peace is temporary. She glances down. Unknown number. A message. Diep opens it. The words are short, sharp, and ice cold. Muon lam rao o hunaidi paiteo luet. Diep reads it once, then again, as if the meaning might change, but it doesn't. The message isn't advice, it isn't friendly, it's a warning. If you want to do vegetables in this area, you have to follow the rules. Her fingers go cold around the phone. James notices immediately. "What is it?" he asks. Diep doesn't answer right away. She looks up at him, then at Ly, who's still smiling, still chewing, still unaware. Diep's instincts scream not to ruin the moment, not to let the shadow touch the table, but James can see it on her face. Something is wrong. Diep finally slides the phone toward him so he can read. James's eyes scan the message, and his expression changes in a heartbeat. The playful warmth drains out, replaced by tension. He sets the phone down slowly like it's something dangerous. "Who sent this?" he asks. Diep shakes her head. "I don't know." Ny looks between them, confused. "What happened?" Diep forces a smile for Ny, but it's thin. "Nothing, sweetie. Eat." Ny hesitates, sensing the shift, but she goes back to her food, quieter now. James lowers his voice. "This is connected," he says. Diep nods, eyes dark. "Yeah, it's not random. Because the timing is too perfect. The moment she wins, the moment she proves she can deliver Jiang Huang Tu Goch, someone reminds her she's not welcome unless she plays by their rules. Rules she was never told, rules that probably exist to control the supply chain, the routes, the buyers, the money. It confirms what she already suspected after the rumor. Someone is watching. Someone has influence. Someone can move information through the region like a weapon. Diep tries to keep her breathing steady. She won't panic. Not tonight. Not in front of Ly, but inside, the fight gears up again. James leans closer. "Are you scared?" he asks, softer. Diep's eyes flash. Not fear exactly, but anger. "I'm not scared," she says. "I'm pissed." James nods once. "Good, because we're not backing off." That sentence lands heavy. It's not just support. It's a line drawn. Diep looks at him, and for a brief second, she feels that same relief she felt at the market, only deeper. Because cold chain problems can be solved with process. But sabotage, threats, that's a different battlefield. Ly suddenly pipes up, trying to lighten the mood without fully understanding it. "So, tomorrow we deliver again?" Diep smiles at her, softer this time, and reaches over to touch her hand. "We'll see," she says, "but Mom will do it properly." Ly nods proudly, satisfied with that answer. Diep returns her gaze to the phone, to the message that sits there like a storm cloud. The happiness from dinner is still in the room, but now it's fragile, like vegetables without cold air. And as the night settles, one truth becomes clear. Diep has just proven she can succeed. Now she has to prove she can survive what comes next. After a painful first setback, Diep refuses to hide and publicly admits her mistake, returning to the farms to restart properly from the root. This time, James doesn't just follow, he fully supports her, enforcing strict cold chain checks and a tight delivery process to prevent another disaster. Their second shipment runs smoothly, arrives early, and when the truck opens, the vegetables are crisp, green, and market ready. A previously hesitant stall owner accepts the goods again and even suggests longer-term cooperation, giving Diep relief after days of pressure and rumors. Back home, the family celebrates with a warm meal made from the vegetables she successfully delivered, and Ly proudly praises her mother's success. But just as the happiness peaks, Diep receives a threatening text from an unknown number warning her to follow the rules, signaling bigger trouble ahead.